Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast. My name is Mark Storrs, and hanging out with me as always is
Crips.
And
Uncle Bobby.
we got
I thought you were going to stop there.
Yeah,
Just
I
go,
thought you were gonna do the whole thing.
Nope.
All right, cool. We got a fun one. Currently in the world, got a little bit of a UAP, UFO, possible drone flap happening.
Yeah.
Got a lot going on.
You were saying Jersey.
There was
It's
something
pretty
going on
big.
in Jersey, yeah. It was on the local news. We might be
Okay.
doing that at some point. But
We didn't see anything.
This one is interesting.
Okay.
This one's really cool. So this is odd UFO filmed and photographed at British airport.
Okay.
So this is like
Okay.
some boots in the ground type of stuff. And this is something that the rare opportunity of a fairly up close and good looking photo, which makes zero sense, but we'll get to it.
Okay. All right. A purported airline pilot, I like it, right from the gate, right from the
Purported.
get-go, out the gate, we don't even know if this dude's a fucking pilot.
No.
So just leave it at that. In England, caused a stir online by sharing photos and a video of what they claim was an orb-shaped UFO spotted on the tarmac at a major British airport before taking off into the sky. The eyebrow-raising revelation reportedly occurred last week when an anonymous individual using the pseudonym Captain Bigelow, 2Gs,
Nice.
posted the intriguing material on Twitter. According to the alleged airline pilot, the 3 photos and singular video seen isolated below were from an incident this past June wherein the weird object, which was described as being the size of a small car, was seen at the Manchester airport. I mean, I'm always a little... If it truly is a pilot, then I'm going to allow for size estimations because that's life and death for you.
Totally.
So,
Totally.
but that's always a little iffy.
Yeah.
Okay. Seen at the Manchester airport. I said that part right, or did I skip it?
Yes.
Okay. Claiming to have received the material from a colleague, Captain Bigelow, indicated that the orb was initially seen floating a few feet above the tarmac, which understandably prompted airport security to be dispatched to investigate the worrisome intrusion. However, he said, seemingly upon realizing that it had been spotted, the object departed the scene with a sudden vertical ascent. Adding another layer of mystery to this curious case, the Captain Bigelow account shut down shortly after the post caught the attention of UFO enthusiasts and spawned a dizzying amount of discussion online. While some have suggested that the purported pilot was silenced by the proverbial powers that be, others opined that the person probably never expected their post to generate so much interest and as such deleted their account out of fear of losing their anonymity. As for what may have been photographed and filmed at the airport in Manchester, there have been various theories put forward by UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike, with the predominant possibilities being an unidentified drone, an adversarial nation, a balloon that was portrayed as something otherworldly by a mischievous social media user, and of course aliens. With that in mind, let us watch the Manchester Sphere.
Okay.
All right.
So the pics, I think, are at the end of this video.
Yeah, the pics should be at the very end of the video.
At the end of the video? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're maxed. 720p. I mean, this is just a normal airport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
Okay.
Manchester. Yeah.
Public, you know.
And if you do go on Reddit and you dig in, there's a lot more here too. There's people who have kind of like dug into it pretty deep.
Through a wet windshield,
Yeah,
obviously.
So just a random floating sphere,
Which
is,
looks, I guess, based on that super brief view,
now, here we go.
that's all the video they took.
Yeah, but look at this.
Okay.
That's it near the ground.
So it's like a crumpled up bet sphere hovering just above the ground. And,
yeah.
can you pause there for a second?
Yeah, it looks like there's shenanigans.
There's a
but-
lot of shenanigans. I mean, I'm
the top part?
limited in my Photoshop
Okay.
use. Look at that halo. Now, I
halo
suppose
where?
a true believer would say, oh, it's radiating some sort of heat or
Well, look, just so you
cold.
can see like a line
is that
around.
Is that due to it being zoomed in on though?
Oh, no. That's an object being shittily, I think, cut and paste into another photo.
Really, you think Photoshop?
I mean, maybe. I mean, there is like a shadow underneath that looks.
I mean, I
pretty
think they got a
natural,
picture
but-
of it, and because of where they were and they zoomed in, it kind of artifacts a little bit on the zoom.
Okay.
I don't think that's what that line is though around it though.
It
You know what I
does
mean?
have
That black
weird.
line,
It looks like it has
Yeah, that
almost
light-colored
Yeah.
halo, basically.
It looks like it has almost like because you can kind of see it like different shades.
And it
of
is
the
seems
side
like you know
there.
it's like bluish.
Yeah, but
Like you can see like to the right where that like black line is. It looks
Yeah.
like that bluish extends to that. Does that make sense?
I
You see
can
what I'm
kinda,
saying?
yeah, I can kind of
Like
see
it bleeds through a
It
little.
looks like it has
I'm like,
like,
why would it? Why?
like 3 fins or something on it. Like you can see that it
What?
looks like there's
So-
like a fin.
Taking it at face value as something authentic, it is weird. It strikes me that it makes perfect sense that an alien drone, say, or a subaquatic culture, super advanced that has been living on Earth perhaps longer than human beings have been extant, they wouldn't feel obliged if they've cracked the anti-gravitic code
Right.
to have aerodynamic anything. And I'm always, it sort of goes back to the Buckaroo Banzai theme, that late great, not that it's late, it didn't die, but
Oh,
like
there's a
1985
different
sci-fi movie.
Picture of it right there.
Like it is weird.
Oh, maybe
that-
maybe when they zoom,
that they're not aerodynamic at all and
Yeah.
wonky in any way they want it to be.
Yeah,
So that part actually rings true to me.
That's the weird part.
Even
is
though it
that
looks
that
like a
is-
shitty sort of musket ball.
That is like it has zero.
It looks like maybe they did sharpen it up when they zoomed in though, because that is not sharp.
So there's a
there's
better-
that.
So then you can.
Then
tell,
there's
you
the
can see how
second,
they,
the first
in on
zoom.
it, yeah.
That's still not sharp, but that like the next one,
It looks like it's
that is
definitely-
sharper than.
Yeah,
So
I
they
noticed-
definitely
Yeah, no,
sharpen that
that's-
shit up.
that's some crispy.
Maybe that's where
My
that came.
iPhone
but-
does this when I get pictures and I zoom in on them. It looks like that. It's almost like the phone uses like smoothing or like AI or something. Not AI, but
Well,
yeah,
that
it's
is
not a
only going to
smoothing
further
technique.
corrupt things. So if your phone is taking it upon itself to AI crispness for you, then how the fuck are
I
we
think
ever going to know if
AI was
anything's
probably the
real?
wrong. It was more like smoothing
Or
Like,
whatever.
It'll smooth.
Yeah,
it,
go back to
Yeah.
the original just photo there.
But that thing is not aerodynamic in the friggin' least.
Yeah, like I
Like,
mean,
there's
no.
no way for that thing
All right, so
to
again,
fly.
if this is a true UAP,
Mm-hmm.
it is interesting in that it's a slightly amorphous, circular, non-aerodynamic thing that can apparently go down, hover inches above the ground, and shoot back up.
Mm-hmm.
Back to my skeptic hat, why the fuck aren't we seeing footage of it on the ground? You see this thing and you're like, holy shit, and
all of a
if
sudden
you're
it
excited
sto-
enough
it
to
just
snap
stops.
photos,
Yeah.
you
No,
would
yes.
be filming this thing like, what the hell? Getting
Yeah.
closer, opening up your door so you're not even looking through your windshield. You'd be scanning it, and then you'd catch it shooting up in the air and be like, double shit, that's fantastic.
Well,
Instead, we literally get 2
Something
seconds
in
of
the
it
air, yeah.
through the windshield in the sky, and then photos
Yeah.
that are of dubious provenance at best.
As a man who saw a
know,
UAP,
that's-
how did I do?
You did much better than this cat.
No, I didn't. I
Much
couldn't
better.
even find it with my camera.
Yes, but it still had the
you got a
authenticity.
couple seconds before you
I
lost it.
believe whether or not it was a Mylar balloon.
Yeah.
My nephew, absolutely, my 6-year-old nephew was like, "Oh, Rob, you can't fool me. It's not a UFO."
He says that till he sees one.
He filmed a
He
balloon.
says it till he sees one.
So whether or not it was a balloon, I 100% believe that you saw something anomalous,
Yeah.
did your best to capture it on your
Yeah.
phone, and everyone's hands are shaky, especially when you zoom in. No fault on any of that. That's why they have stabilization software.
True.
This implies to me, if you're a fucking pilot, and your buddy who you give it to is also a pilot, Captain Bigelow. You're a pilot. You should be filming this. Like, what the fuck is this? It's
Bill
not even
Stein.
touching the tarmac. What is this? Holy shit! It shot in the air. Like, we should have every
I
second
wonder
from
if
the moment
there's.
he saw
haven't
this.
I know, I
seen
feel like
other footage, but I
on
wonder
an-
if there is other stuff out
In
there.
like an airport, I mean, there's like rules and shit for
Oh,
things that like
absolutely.
fly over like
well, you
airports
said that they called the
and,
security
like,
and all that. You know, recently, just here in the States, there was, I forget where it was, but there was drones flying over like military installations, just kind of hanging out. And they had a whole press conference, and the guy at the podium's like, yeah, no, we don't think that they're dangerous, and they're there, and, we're just going to deal with them as they happen.
So, do you think that this is their way of not trying to look bad because private citizens were spying on them, or trying to keep a lid on it because enemy nation states were spying on us, or is their way of sort of acknowledging and covering up UFO
I think if you're
incursions?
saying that you have drones over a military installation and you're acting like it's not a big deal, you're just basically saying that like when they're there, we don't know what they're and we can't do anything about them.
So
Kinda
that
like
implies
that.
something bigger.
I
Because
mean-
if it's like random Joe Blow with this like fucking super drone that he got off Amazon, you're gonna fucking put a kibosh on that. And if it's Russia, China, or whoever else, you're also gonna be like, this cannot stand.
Everything so far, at least in this is from June, but stuff happening now that's not really getting reported on, but it is on Reddit and other places. It seems like the authorities know that they're there and no one's doing anything about it because they don't know what to do about it. Which you'd think it's to the U.S. military and you have drones going over your bases. Super simple. Shoot them down.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Except obviously if you're like in an area that's heavily populated, you can't just start, You can't do anti-aircraft fire.
But you'd think
can't
they'd have
do
other
that.
like things that would block it.
Well, I know like in stadiums they have like those nets they can throw up that'll like catch them because if you're watching a sporting event and a
Drone
drone comes
nets,
in,
yeah.
If
people
you
freak out.
Can
and-
stop a fucking drone attack on a fucking football stadium. You should be able to stop it over a military base.
Or
yes.
or can they? Apparently they can't.
Okay.
So
So that implies non-human intelligence.
yeah, and I mean this here, honestly, in my opinion, what this guy what he filmed and what he showed, if it is to be true, and it's not some kind of like Photoshop thing, like that's probably one of the better pictures that we've ever seen of an alleged UAP. It's
It would be
literally floating
if
there.
it wasn't the crispiest shit ever. Like I was better at Photoshop fucking 15 years ago. Even if I don't even know if they have Photoshop. I'm sure they did. I was better at Photoshop the
Yeah,
first time I got my first
they totally
piece of
But
completely
you
paid
see
for
how they have a
non-pirated
picture-
software.
But you see how there's a picture that they're zooming into, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that doesn't. What does that give it a halo? Now, if they want, if like a
Well, no,
scientist wants to
that
say,
crispy. I think that's just from the
If
sharpening
it's the
of it.
smoothing of the
maybe.
sharpening. After this, I'm
It's
going to
not
show you.
definitely not
I'll show
smoothing,
you
it's
a picture on my
sharpening
phone with
100%.
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because I think it's just that you.
because it looks more impressive far away.
Yeah, that's
Right,
the
but
original
as
picture.
you zoom in on it, that's where the smoothness starts.
And
to
that's
happen.
supposed to be the size of a car.
That's the other thing. Thank you, Chris, for bringing
Well,
that
let's
up.
see. Where is it?
Because I don't know plane
On the
sizes,
ground.
but that shit sure as shit doesn't look car big.
Let's see.
In the sky, you can't tell.
No, but when it was down on the ground, I mean, could you, in relation to that plane?
It's hard, but like if you look at the
I mean, those
the farthest
planes
right, there's a
are
white plane. Go
kinda-
back a little bit to the original picture. Yeah. Oh. So like it looks like the there's like a white wing and you just see an engine very right on the very to the right of it.
Yeah.
I mean it looks like that's on the same plane.
Yeah.
And I'm like
Obviously,
engines,
it's closer to us than the engine, but I know what you're saying.
I mean,
Chris.
so
but
would
it
you
looks
say-
fairly close. It doesn't look like it's there's a difference enough to
So,
where that would be
I
a
would
car
say
and that's
yay.
that far back.
About that
Yeah,
big.
it looks pretty
Looks pretty big.
like
yeah.
as
Like-
big as maybe one of those balls a human could go into and roll down a hill.
Well, right.
You know what I
In the
mean?
circus.
At best.
Yeah.
Yeah, at best.
At best.
Like that to me is the upper reaches of what that size
right,
could be.
but it looks
Yeah.
like it could like fit in that engine, and those aren't as big as fucking cars.
No.
But not that that's means he's full of shit. It's just I
no,
don't know.
No.
I mean anyone can be guessing based on their own perspective.
Yeah, but this is definitely set
But
right
but,
on,
but all I'm
right
seeing is
on
one
fire.
photo. Wasn't there supposed to be 3 photos?
I think it's the zoom ins.
Oh,
that
zoom-ins
they
aren't
show.
separate photos.
Yeah.
Are
So he took
there-
one
No.
photo and 4 seconds of film of like what was allegedly a hovering anomalous thing on the airport where he works and flies out of.
Bill, is there other photos
Bullshit.
that are down there?
In the article, there might be, but
I really hope there is. I seriously hope there is.
there was some stuff.
Let's see. Keep click. Are those the pictures right there? That you can. Or are those just like?
Oh, wait a minute. Is that a full? That's a full. So okay, it was cropped. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
it's
this is
crop.
Okay, well, 'cause it looked like it's in phone ratio, so I thought he took it from a phone. But this is like,
No, I think it's still in. Is it standard? Is it like actual like widescreen?
yes, like you can't invent more.
Oh wow, that actually is kind
Yeah.
of a better. Huh, interesting. So I think if you hit the
Okay, so
arrow,
it is much closer than.
Yeah, it is much closer. Yeah. Oh
But-
wow.
That means it would be smaller because those planes are way the fuck back,
Yep. No, yeah, they are.
right?
back.
Like it still wouldn't be as big as a car, right? Am I wrong on that?
I mean, it's
Well, I
kinda-
definitely don't. Yeah, I definitely recognize that the planes were further back.
It's
And-
kind of hard to tell though, like in relation, because I mean those jets are obviously huge. They're set in the background, so this thing coming forward. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
It's-
yeah, jets are big, but like, it ain't no jumbo.
But that's
Those
so
don't
much
look like-
closer to us than the jets than you would assume. As it got closer to the jets, it would, by laws of physics, get smaller in our perception. Ergo, it would still get smaller and smaller
Right.
until it might just be the size of one of those hopping balls a kid can get on and hold the loop and go
Yeah.
nuts. Or it could be, as Chris said, considerably bigger. I
Yeah.
mean, even if it is car-sized, I doubt it.
Why?
even that is floating a ball at that
Why?
floating. Is
Why
just,
fucking
like, so
crop that for
weird.
YouTube?
I will say this.
So bizarre.
It is reminiscent of what
Doesn't make sense.
Ryan Graves, the pilot that was doing all of those
I was
like flights
thinking,
off the East
Tic Tac,
Coast.
Yeah.
Not Tic Tac, that was Nimitz.
Oh,
that was
sorry,
Fravor.
sorry, yeah.
But the other group that was doing the more
Okay.
sophisticated planes and maneuvers up the East Coast, they were constantly
So
seeing
is there a
squares
mega-
with balls.
Yeah,
A mega
yeah.
zoomed in one with
Yeah, which is it.
the
Yeah,
full
it was
ratio
like
here.
It was like a sphere that had like
Okay,
a
there
square
is.
around it or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
And so,
That doesn't really help.
and
but-
spheroid,
Yeah, weird, right?
I mean, if this thing, I mean, that thing that was flying in the air, that's so much more impressive than this photo, this thrice zoomed photo.
Yeah,
because at least that seems like something in the
That's
sky.
an annoying crop, but
Well, it's the same conundrum that we're always in, boys. They
Yeah.
didn't take enough pictures. It looks like crap, and here we are.
I can't tell people enough. If you're out there and you see something, I don't blame you if it takes you a second to remember, oh shit, I should film it.
Dude,
Because you're in awe.
remember-
But once you start filming it,
keep doing it.
fucking keep doing it.
I
Keep
did
doing
it.
it.
I literally did it.
It's not even like you have like old school
yeah.
cameras or like a tape can run out. You can just keep fucking filming.
Yeah, I did.
For
I
4
remember,
hours if
I
you
tried,
want.
remember?
You did a fine job. This is not
Right,
an indictment of you,
you
buddy.
lost track of it.
You did great.
No, I'm just sticking up
Yeah.
for the people that are out there trying to get the footage. That I was in the situation of, oh my God, there's a UAP, and I'm trying to get footage of it, and I'm like zooming in and doing this and doing that, and it happened so fast.
Right.
Yeah.
And here we are on YouTube.
Here we are.
There you go. Thank you for joining us,
Here
Cryptonaut
we are.
Podcast.
I want it to be true.
Check us out every week on Spotify, also
Yeah,
here on
I mean-
YouTube. YouTube Music, you can do all that there. Well, it's the same thing, YouTube Music. Merch shelf below. We got a fun
Yeah.
new shirt, Slayer. Inspired Heller Space, the Slayer shirt. Patreon, patreon.com/Cryptonaut Podcast, where you can see my video of my partially shot UAP.
Yeah. Very exciting.
When you get caught up in the moment, man, shit like this happens where
Yeah.
you're trying to do your best, and we're just here giving him shit for it, man. But it's okay.
I mean, did he
You
try
know,
to do his
You-
best?
it's a different
It's a
situation.
learning lesson. This is
You
a
didn't-
learning lesson.
If you came back to us and said, dude, I filmed this shit and I lost it, but after I lost it, if
Fuck it, it zagged and landed and fucking fuckers came out and
then we'd be like, that's a whole different
Came out.
story,
Yeah.
right?
That's hilarious.
Because you just saw some shit in the sky and nothing happened after you just lost track of it. This, it went down, it went up, did some shit.
Yeah, I wonder when this thing came down. Well,
Before
whatever, it's, yeah.
that happened while you could have recorded it.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
right?
Because it started hovering
Yes.
inches apparently above the tarmac.
Right.
That's where it started when he saw it. So he snaps a photo. Okay, fine. If he snaps a photo and it shoots up, okay, I get
I think
that.
it wasn't it hovering first and it came down? Is that what it said? And
You
then
know,
it
let
went
me
back
go
up?
back. Let me go back here.
I was trying to close it out, but it's okay.
Well, you're the one that asked a fucking question.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have asked.
Indicated that the orb was initially seen floating a few feet above the tarmac.
Yeah.
And then came, yeah.
Yeah, and then shut up.
Gotcha.
So there was enough time, enough time to call security. And granted, call security first and foremost, fine.
Yeah.
But then just start filming.
Yeah.
And if you are filming, and granted, you
mean-
might have taken more time, when you're filming up to your windshield going, holy shit, that thing just shot up. I didn't get that, but here it is. 1, 2, gun. And that's all I need.
Yeah.
My TikTok account is secure. Fuck.
My TikTok.
Man, all right.
Film better stuff. We'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, please
Always
do.
film. Fuck pictures, just film.
Yeah.
It takes an extra 0.5 seconds to switch to video?
Yeah.
I think so.
And you might even be able to fucking set it.
Why do we even want to still photograph anymore? It's almost 2025, people.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
Man. One day we'll do it. One day we'll do it. But not today.
Not today.
Not this day.
I thought that was close. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Leave your comments in the section below.
Sorry. Made Mark sad now. Now I feel bad. Hey, buddy, you picked a great video. I loved it.
No, I love
No,
it.
I still love it. Yeah. No, it's
Leave your
good.
comments in the section
You're
below.
a good video
Oh,
shooter.
no.
You're a good man.
No.
You're
No,
a good man.
you're a good man, Dadge
It's
Brown.
okay.
You are Dadge Brown.
Leave your comments.
Dadge Brown. Oh, goodbye.